Good morning to all of you, my dear students. Today, I would like to discuss subgroups. In the previous classes, we have learned many things related to groups, infinite groups, finite groups, and we have proved number of theorems on groups. Now, subgroup. What is a subgroup? So, see the definition. If G is a group, H is any subset of G, then H is called complex of group G. So here, if G is a group and H is a subset of G, then H is always called complex of group G. So complex means, always keep in mind, it is a subset of a group. As an example, 1. The set of all even integers is a complex of the group Z plus. So you know that Z is set of all integers. Plus is the binary operation, that is addition of integers. So the set of all integers Z with plus as the binary operation forms a group. Now here the set of all even integers. So you know set of even integers is subset of set of integers. So therefore set of even integers is a complex of group Z plus. Take another example. The set of all integers is a complex of the group Q plus. So you know that Q, set of all rational numbers, plus is addition of rational numbers. So set of all rational numbers Q with binary operation plus addition of rational numbers forms a group. Now set of integers is subset of set of rational numbers. Therefore set of integers is a complex of group Q plus. So like that, there are number of complexes. Any subset of a group is always called a complex. Now, multiplication of complexes. How do you multiply two complexes? This we will discuss by proving this theorem. Take note of this theorem. What is the statement of the theorem here? If H and K are complexes of a group G, then Hk is equal to small h small k such that small h belong to capital H, small k belong to capital K is a complex of G. So here H is a complex of group G. K is also a complex of group G. Now a new set Hk is formed with all elements of set H and set K. The set Hk is given by small h small k, where small h is an element of capital H, small k is an element of capital K. Then capital H capital K is a set. Now we have to show that this subset Hk is a complex of G. Take the proof. Suppose small x is an element of capital Hk. So x is element of Hk. So therefore, you know every element of set Hk is of the form small h, small k. So therefore, x being an element of capital Hk implies x is given by small hk, where small h belong to capital H and small k belong to capital K. Right. Now, small h belong to capital H, but capital H is subset of G. So, small h is belong to G. Because if H is a subset of G, every element of H will be element of G. So, small h is an element of H. So, it is element of G. Same argument in the case of small k. Small k belong to capital K and capital K is subset of G. That implies small k belong to capital G because K is subset, every element of K must be in G. So small k belong to capital G. So therefore, finally we got small h comma small k belong to G. So small h small k belong to G. The product of h and k, that is small hk, also belong to G. Why? Because G is a group. If hk two elements of G, product of hk will also be G. Closure property. So G is a group, so hk belong to capital G. But small hk is nothing but small x. Therefore, small x belong to capital G. So, small x is an element of capital Hk and the small x proved to be element of capital G. That means capital Hk will be subset of capital G. Because an element of Hk is an element of G. Therefore, Hk must be subset of G. Thus, Hk is a complex of G. So, that is how we prove that if H and K are complexes of G, capital Hk is also a complex of G. Now, take this observation. If capital H and capital K are two complexes of a group G, then the complex capital Hk is called the product of H and K. So, here onwards, when two complexes H and K are there, the product Hk is also known as a complex. It is called product of H and K. Now, I will be proving another theorem. See the statement? If capital H is a complex of a group capital G, then capital H inverse is equal to small h inverse such that small h belong to capital H. So here capital H is a complex of G. Then a new set capital H inverse. This capital H inverse is a set of all elements of the form small h inverse, where small h belong to capital H. Now he says this H inverse, capital H inverse is also a complex of G. So that is the statement of the theorem. So if H is a complex of G, you have to show that H inverse is also a complex of G. Proof. Proof is let X belong to H inverse. Implies X will be in the form small h inverse, where small h belong to capital H. So you say that small x is an element of capital H inverse. Every element of capital H inverse is of the form small h inverse, such that small h should be in capital H. So x is equal to small h inverse. Small h belong to capital H and capital H is subset of G. That implies small h belong to capital G. right? Because small h is an element of capital H, but capital H is subset of G. So small h should also belong to capital G group. Since G is a group, when H is an element of G, H inverse exists, and H inverse also belongs to G. But H inverse is nothing but small x. So that implies small x belong to capital G. So we started with small x belong to H inverse, and we have shown that small x belong to capital G. So therefore, H inverse is a subset of G. When G is a group, any subset is a complex. Hence, H inverse is a complex of group G. Note this observation. If H is a complex of group G, then the complex H inverse is called inverse complex of H in G. So keep this point in mind. If H is a complex of group G, then the complex H inverse is called inverse complex of H in G. So now I will prove another theorem on complexes. Statement is, if capital H and capital K are two complexes of a group G, then HK whole inverse is equal to K inverse H inverse. And this is a very important theorem. You have to carefully observe. I repeat, if H and K are two complexes of a group G, then HK whole inverse is equal to K inverse H inverse. Now this theorem we have to prove. First, let us take X is an element of HK whole inverse. So X belongs to HK whole inverse. Implies and implied by small x is equal to small h small k whole inverse, where small h belongs to capital H and small k belongs to capital K. But small h comma small k belong to capital G, as capital H is subset of capital G and capital K is also subset of capital G. Small h is an element of capital H, but capital H is subset of G. Small k is an element of capital G. Small k is an element of capital K, and capital K is subset of capital G. So finally, we can conclude that small h comma small k belong to capital G. G is a group, and we know that if two elements HK belong to G, HK whole inverse will be equal to K inverse H inverse. So therefore, X is equal to HK whole inverse, that is K inverse H inverse, where K belong to capital K and H belong to capital H. Implies and implied by X belong to K inverse H inverse. So therefore, we started with X belong to HK whole inverse. Finally, we proved that X belong to K inverse H inverse. Implies and implied by. So because of this, HK whole inverse is equal to K inverse H inverse. And that is the proof. So far we have learned what is a complex. A complex is a new word selected for only this topic. So a complex is always, remember, this complex has nothing to do with your complex numbers. It's separately a different word. Here the complex means a subset of group. So all the various results and theorems on complexes have proved. Now we are going to define what is a subgroup. Let G be a group. A subset H of G is said to be a subgroup of G. if H is a group with respect to the same operation as of G. I repeat, G is a group, H is a subset of G. When do you say H is a subgroup? If H is also a group with the same binary operation of G, then H is said to be subgroup. Example, Z plus. Z is set of integers, plus is binary operation. Z plus is a subgroup of Q plus, where Q is set of rational numbers. And here, you know that Q plus is a group. Now Z is subset of Q. Z plus is also a group with the same operation, plus. That's why Z plus is a subgroup of Q plus. Example 2. Q, set of rational numbers, plus is addition. Q plus is subgroup of R plus. R is set of real numbers, plus is addition. So R plus is a group, but Q is subset of R, but Q plus is also a group. Therefore, Q plus is said to be subgroup of R plus. Now you may ask, what is the difference between a complex and a subgroup? That's very, very important. We have discussed complex. Now we are discussing subgroup. What is the difference between a complex and a subgroup? A complex of a group G is only a subset of G. But subgroup of G is a group itself. So here, a complex should be only subset of G. But coming to subgroup, it is not only subset of G, it is also a group. So that is the difference between a complex and a group. You note down these observations. The binary operations in a group and its subgroup are same. The first point you have to keep in mind, binary operation of a group is same as binary operation of subgroup. Example, Z dot. Z is set of integers, dot is multiplication. Z dot is a subgroup of Q dot. Q is set of rational numbers, dot is multiplication. So therefore, binary operation of Z is dot, binary operation of Q is also dot. But Z is subset of Q. Therefore, Z dot is subgroup, Q dot is group. Likewise, take second example, Q plus dot. Q plus is set of positive rational numbers. Dot is multiplication. Q plus dot is a subgroup of R plus dot. R plus set of integers, dot is multiplication. R plus dot is a group, but Q plus is subset of R plus, and Q plus dot is also a group. Therefore, Q plus dot is a subgroup of R plus dot. So here, next example, if you see, additive group of even integers is a subgroup of the additive group of all integers. So here, additive group of all integers means set of all integers Z, addition is the binary operation. So that is a group Z plus. Now take set of even integers with addition as the binary operation. So set of even integers form a group with addition. So additive group of even integers is a subgroup of additive group of all integers. Now take another one, n plus. N is set of natural numbers, plus is binary operation on natural numbers. N plus is not a subgroup of the group Z plus. Why? Because Z is set of integers, plus is binary operation. This forms a group. But if you take n plus, N is subset of Z, but N plus do not form a group because the additive identity is 0. 0 does not belong to N. So therefore identity element does not exist. So N plus is not a group. So N plus is not a subgroup of Z plus. All the examples so far we have taken are infinite subgroups, infinite groups. Suppose you take finite multiplication group 1 comma minus 1 is a subgroup of multiplicative 1 minus 1 I minus I. If you remember, in finite groups we have discussed the set 1 comma minus 1 I comma minus 5. This forms a group with multiplication. Now you take a subset of this set 1 comma minus 1, and 1 comma minus 1 forms a subgroup with multiplication. So 1 comma minus 1 is a subgroup of the given group. This you can verify yourself. You develop a composition table for two elements 1 and minus 1 and verify the properties of a finite group. This you have to do. And then get convinced that this 1 minus 1 forms a subgroup with multiplication of group 1 minus 1 I minus I. Thank you.